Hi boys and girls, we are still working on the book I Knew You Could. So today we are going to talk about what great readers do as they are reading, and that is called make connections. So as a reader, I want to try to make as many connections as I can to the books that I'm reading. It helps me remember what I'm reading, and it helps me to like the book more if I can make a connection to the thing that I'm reading about. Okay, so this book that we've been looking at this week, and Tuesday I read the whole thing, was I Knew You Could, a book about all the stops in your life. So one of the reasons that I chose this book is because on March 13th, I thought we were leaving for 2 weeks and we'd be back together for the rest of the school year. That is a stop in my life that I thought was, okay, great, we'll get through 2 weeks and then we'll be all back together. I didn't know that it was going to last for the rest of the school year. So that is something in my life that would be a stop. So when I read this book, all I kept thinking about was that this pandemic that we've gone through is a stop in my life and I can keep going. So I made connections throughout this book to my own life. So I'm going to go through some of the pages and help you to make some connections, and hopefully some of the things click that will help you to feel like, oh, this was really a great book and I could relate this to my own life. So this is a train. This is a train traveling, okay? In order for a train to travel, it needs its tracks. Just like in our life, what different tracks do we take? Okay, which school do we go to? What sports do we play? Those are supposed to all be representing the different tracks in our life, different ways that we twist and turn throughout our life and things that we can learn. So, first of all, you must find your own track. If you do not like playing soccer, well, maybe that's not the sport for you and you could take a different track. Maybe you could try basketball instead, or lacrosse instead, or swimming instead. So here is a train, and I could relate this to my own life. When I was growing up, I usually played volleyball. So I would keep going on this track, okay? But maybe if I had been in school and I didn't really like volleyball, maybe I could have taken this track and played a different sport. So it said, you must find your own track. I need to do something that was good for me, not what my best friend liked to do, but what I like to do. So I can relate to the train in that I feel like I need to pick things that are good for me and things that are going to make me happy in my life. Here we go. So train picked a track and it says different tracks wind around, over, under, and through. Pick a track that works best for you. So in your life, you want to pick things that are going to make you happy. On your journey, you'll make plenty of stops. Some will surprise you. Some will be harder, some will be easier. Okay, has anything happened in your life that was maybe surprising or harder or easier? Then, on this page, it gets very dark, going into a tunnel. So the tunnel, to me, we can make a connection that the tunnels are the hard things that we go through. But just like a tunnel, if there's a way in, there's also a way out. So here's the light at the end of the tunnel, and that is helping us and connecting us to our real life, that sometimes things aren't as easy as we would want them to be, like a tunnel. Going through a tunnel, it's dark, it's hard, you can't see. So you'll go through tunnels alone in the dark and you'll wish for light or even a spark. You might get sad or a little bit scared and wish that your track was one that you shared. So you wish, oh, I wish I had someone with me. Have you ever gone through something in your life that you wish, oh, I wish my mom was here, or I wish my best friend was here? Okay. Here was the train wishing that he was a plane or a fast car. Okay, but we always come back to what's good for ourselves, because maybe the plane is wishing they wish they were the train. Okay, if you ever wished you were someone else or something else or doing something else, you wish we were back at school, just think if we were at school, maybe we would have gotten sick. So that would be a way we can relate to this story. That yes, I would love to be that airplane up in the sky, flying away, or my self-connection would be, yes, I would love to be at school teaching and seeing you in person, but I have to remember that I'm the train, and what's good for me would be to stay home and make sure that none of us get sick. Don't be afraid to toot your own horn, okay? So when you toot your own horn, that is actually a saying, and trains really do toot their horn, but to toot your own horn means that you are proud of yourself and you brag a little bit. So if you got an A on your test, you might go home and tell mom that you got an A, or you got 100, or you finished the project first, or you ran the most laps in gym class. Tooting your own horn means you're proud of yourself and you tell other people what you did that was really great. So it says, don't be afraid to toot your own horn. So have you ever tooted your own horn before? Which means you brag about yourself and you tell other people the great things that you do. So sometimes that's a really great thing to do. So you want to follow your tracks through twists and turns. So have you ever had a twist or a turn in your life that you really didn't like the way it was going, but then all of a sudden it turns back around? So these are ways that we can make connections to our story. Here's a great one. On days when you're sad and feel you can't go. So have you ever felt like that? You were sad, or you just really didn't want to wake up and go to school. You just wanted to stay home all day. Speak up and ask for a push or a tow. So the train was able to ask for help to get up their sad day. Have you ever needed to do that? That's making a connection to the story. Like maybe back when we were at school, you felt like, oh, I just want to stay home. I know it's, Friday, or I know it's Thursday, we're almost through the week, but it's hard. So you might ask Mom, could we do something special after school today to just help me and make me feel better through the week? That's making a connection to the story. So using things that happen in your own life and relating them to what this guy is going through. Here's about going to new places. Have you ever been to a new place? That might be a connection you can make. So you might arrive at some places you never have toured and look for new friends, but they won't come aboard. So you go to a new place, but you really don't find any new friends. Maybe that's happened to you at a summer camp or at a birthday party that you went to and you really didn't know many people. Has that ever happened? That's making a connection to the story. Once you're on the right track, you'll say, this one is mine, I'm here to stay, which means you're happy with how your life is going. If you rush forward, you might be going too fast and run out of gas. So have you ever been really excited about something and then you kind of run out of energy because you used all your energy in the beginning? Okay, that might be a connection you can make. So many connections that you can make through this story in your own life. So your worksheet today is going to be about making connections to your life. So the worksheet will say, and you can do this on a piece of paper also if you need, connections happen when you are reading a book. Some are text to self, which means you are able to relate how the book and your own life are alike. So it says, how does this book connect to your experience? Then it wants you to draw a picture of the train and what he's or she is going through, and then draw a picture of yourself in what you were going through. So I'm going to go back, I'll find the picture of the tunnel. So maybe you were going through something hard. So on your page, I should see a picture of a train going through a tunnel, meaning the train is doing something hard. And then the second picture would be a picture of you doing something hard to do. Okay, so you're making a connection from something that you have done before to something that's happening in the story. And that is called a text to self connection. So I'm connecting my book and myself. Okay, see you soon.